Cowabunga collection. I'm gonna turn this down just a bit. Jesus Christ. It's loud for both of us. There we go. Alright. So we got games. Let's see. GB. Tournament Fighters, no. The Manhattan Project, maybe. Turtles 2, the arcade game. I think we were gonna check out. Yeah, we were gonna check out Hyperstone Heist and Turtles in Time on the SNES and the. Because we played this Turtles in Time, I think. The arcade version, but I wanted to try out the SNES version, and then I wanted to check out Hyperstone Heist on the Genesis. So let's get into those. Okay. Check our options. Easy, continue 3. Rests 7. Back attack, sure. Alright. Cowabunga. Alright, I gotta go with our favorite here with Donnie. Yep, and they take this. I can't remember if there were extra levels in this or if this was just a port arcade. I couldn't remember.
Big Apple, 3 a.m.
Okay. Alright. What's our... We got our jump, we got our attack. Basically it. Okay. Let's say that ball's gonna take out a couple of them. Okay, we got pizza. Ah. Go ahead and grab the pizza. Pop off. Oh, I didn't even know you could deflect those. That's kind of cool. Oh. Okay, you gotta smash. Okay. I'm gonna try to take out as many of these before we grab that pizza.
Pizza time.
So it should be. Wait, why is this not working? Oh, there we go. Yeah, Baxter. I don't think you can hurt him while he's in the air. A lot of fighting games at the time would let you do like jump attacks on air enemies. Okay. Oh, yeah. Let's say you don't have that gun anymore. Okay. One more round of this. Oh, there he goes. Bye, Baxter. Does he explode? Yeah, I think he explodes. Giving this a cowabunga in half. Okay. How you doing, Zwex?
Alley cat blues.
Now we can do that. Can't do it the other way once you do one way, I think. Problem is, if you want to make sure you don't let these guys get behind you. That's like the one thing about beat 'em ups that's consistent, is that you just really don't want guys behind you. Because then they can, like, sandwich attack you, and it's not a good time. Kind of like this. But the thing is they program them to get behind you, so... So that they can do stuff like that. Some games are better about letting you, like, handle the fights, but... Going alright, had an interview, I called them and declined because the postal job I applied for dropped me an offer, so I'm going to try for that. Oh, okay. That's cool. It's good to hear that you're getting, at least you have a choice. It's always nice to walk into a thing with another offer, but I will warn you, if the postal job, like, if you're talking about being, like, a post person, I had a friend who was a post person down where I live, and it was miserable. So if you're doing deliveries, you might want to think about that again, because they were making them do like 16-hour days. Like, it was not a good time. But if you're doing like maybe like shipping stuff, Rose is it's tough, but the pay and benefit, I'd still be careful. like physical labor does wear down your body, and especially mentally, it can be a bit damaging, but hopefully it goes well nonetheless. Ugh, I'm getting my butt kicked. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of times that stuff will seem great, but I'm okay. I logged onto my computer this morning, and I don't know, I was feeling off, and I still kind of feel off, so I'm hoping playing some of this will shake out some of the cobwebs that I'm feeling this morning, but I don't know. I sat down and I was like, okay, we're gonna play some Cowabunga Collection today, and then my mind was just like, or we couldn't, right? Like, maybe we don't. Wow, that doesn't last nearly as long as the arcade version. That's interesting. So I don't know what's going on with me today. I just feel a little bit off. Yeah, it's weird because it's not like a sickness or anything. Like, I don't feel like I'm like off in this like a depressive way, or in like I have a, you know, a cold kind of way. Like, if I could point to like something that was causing it, it would be fine. But it just feels off. I don't know. It's weird. Jump. Oh, might jump too late on that. He's gonna jump around. Ow.
Pizza time.
Oh, that hit again. But I think we're gonna play a little bit of this, and if I'm still feeling off after we get through the couple of games I have planned for this, what we might do is try out some new games just to see if we can maybe alleviate some of that. Like I said, I don't know where it's coming from. It's just I don't know, because I really do enjoy beat 'em up games. I just this morning was just like, I don't know.
Sewer surfing.
I wish I had a better set of words than I don't know. Like melancholy, but not really emotional. It's more like, I don't know, it's like drained, I guess. Like, I don't know, it's like I'm exhausted after having done nothing, right? And it's not because like tired exhausted, it's just, I don't know, like kind of like mentally exhausted. But it's not like burnout exhausted either, because I was like, oh, maybe I should take the day off of streaming. But I was like, no, I actually do really want to stream. I don't feel burnout, because I know what burnout feels like for streaming, because I experienced a little bit of that when I was streaming every day. But it doesn't feel like that either. Like I said, I don't know. It's hard for me to quantify, and I think that's what's making it even worse, is just trying to figure out like why things are. Okay, we're doing the get our butt kicked by this thing. Okay, and then this is the boss. Bosses, I forgot. Yeah. Also, these are definitely not xenomorphs. I pointed this out when we played the arcade version.
Pizza time.
Okay. But I don't know. Like I said, I was hoping we could shake out some mental cobwebs with this, but we'll see. We might just have to switch to something else. I don't even know who this is. R King? Oh, Rat King. Okay. I was like, who even is this guy? Oh, the breakpoint's over there, I think. But like I said, it's just weird. But I'll get through it. I've been through a lot worse than some like weird mental fog. Yeah, he doesn't come to the top of the screen, I don't think, when he does the... When he does this, I don't think he can... Yeah. I don't think because of his sprite, I don't think he can actually reach the top of the screen. It's just the missiles that can. But I do appreciate you being here, nonetheless, it was Wex. How's your stuff going, by the way? Were you able to make any more progress on the Chapter 1 speedrun stuff for Phantasmagoria? I know you were working pretty hard on that. I also went back and caught some of Dark Shock's doing the full-on run. Is it? Like the full, like, 7 chapters or whatever. Technodrome.
Technodrome. Let's kick shout.
Okay, gotta be careful of these guys. I have lasers. Yeah, everybody line up over there. Just a practice, did a small PB, was having some minor movement issues. Talked with Bernie Plays and he gave some advice. I'm gonna grind that a bit. But soon I'll be getting back work on Ripper. Oh, okay. Yeah, you and Bloom can you could be the speedrun guys. I don't think I'll ever really get into that. I've thought about it a lot of times, because I enjoy watching speedruns, and I enjoy, like, learning some of the tech and stuff. That's very cool, because it talks about, like, things that you don't think about with game design, like, exploits that people take advantage of in like, speedruns and stuff. But it's just one of those that, I don't think I'll ever pull the trigger on. I can't look. Every time I look at a game, I'm just like, I don't think I see myself playing that repeatedly, even if it's, you know, a game that I'm not like a big fan of, or if I am a big fan of it, you know. It's not that I don't think I have the skill to do it. I definitely think I could do it from a skill standpoint, but I don't know if I could do it from like a mentality standpoint. Wow, these guys suck. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, we can move the camera. So we fight the boss here, don't we? I'm scared. Got a sub 40 RE bad ending. He's taking a break because his heart just isn't in it. I mean, yeah. Yeah, when you're like running a game that long, you know, it makes sense. I'm sure they've played thousands of hours of the same game, so go ahead and take out the wolf. And then we just unlock the turtle. This is why I like Donatello. He's got the reach to stunlock this guy. I'm sure you could probably do it with other characters if you get really good at the running, but I'm just not. There we go. Not too bad. Quite fun to learn everything about a game and super minute detail. Yeah, I'll read that in just a second. Hold on. There we go. And making discoveries and the like. Yeah, I think that's it for a lot of people. Also, there's like a lot of really just great speedrunning communities out there. Like a lot of people, when they do the speedrunning stuff, a lot of them are just super nice about like, oh, you want to get into speedrunning? Well, here's a place to start. Here's my guide. Here's, you know, here's this and that, and you know, a lot of people are just very helpful. Like, even though it's, like, competitive with the leaderboards, you don't get that same kind of stink that you do with a lot of competitive games, where it's just like, oh, you're not the best, well, then no one cares about you kind of thing. It's like, no, even if you're, like, not even on the charts for speedrunning, people will still, like, pay attention, which I think is very cool, because, again, in a lot of competitive scenes, you just don't get that. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this pizza. Probably see others beat and make discoveries. Yeah, exactly, because it's kind of like the what's that phrase? A rising tide raises all ships. You know, it's like, so if me and you are playing, let's say, this game, and you find out that, you know, Leonardo's actually the best to run this segment with, you know, and I never use Leonardo, then it's something I can use to cut down on my time, and then we start having that friendly competition again, you know. It's like cooperative kind of competition, which is a very weird way of putting it, but that's essentially what it is it's like a cooperative competition. Like, yeah, we're competing to see who could do it the fastest, but overall we're still working together to, you know, have fun to beat the game as fast as possible. It's more people versus the game, with the addition of, you know, also having a friendly competition on the side, which I think is a good way to do it, in all honesty. Because there's some people that get really, really competitive. It's actually the reason why I don't play fighting games, because I had a friend, they're an ex-friend now, but I had a friend who wanted me to play, like, Soul Calibur with him. And I had never played Soul Calibur. I don't really like fighting games. They don't really have a lot of depth for me. Some of them have story modes, and that's okay, but, like, overall, they're not really my jam. And I was getting my butt kicked, obviously, because I've never played, Tonight I dine on turtle soup. Okay, I gotta remember how to do this. Because you gotta like throw these guys into the... I don't remember how you do this. There we go. I think you just gotta... There we go. You gotta like... grab... You gotta like hit them, grab them, and hold down. This has always been a hard thing for me. I remember this being a segment that... There we go. Because you have to, like, hit them, and then you have to grab them. Like, you do that, and then that. Because you have to wait for them to, like, squat over, and then you can grab them. And then you just hold down, and it'll throw them in most cases. Doesn't help that Shredder's big head is constantly in the way. Oh, I would have grabbed that guy, but his buddy grabbed me. There we go. My patience is wearing thin. I'm banishing you to a time warp from which you will never return.
Prehistoric Turtlesaurus.
Turtlesaurus. But, yeah, like I said, I've always been interested in the stuff. I think the thing that I'm most interested in is, like, the like, archipelago, like, cooperative speedruns where, like, you have people playing different games and they're all, like, speedrunning it together. And you can either play at the same time or, like, asynchronously. I don't know how you say that word. It's not coming up. But basically, you can async it. And that way, like, someone can be like, oh, I only have my Tuesdays open, so they'll play on Tuesday, get some unlocks, and then you'll play on Tuesday and get some unlocks, and then you just kind of go back and forth on getting unlocks for each other, which I think is really cool. So eventually this guy stops blocking and he just takes a hit, right? You can just do that too. Hey, you got a life up. But the only thing is still with those like archipelagos and stuff, you still have to like kinda know how to do the game fast if you're gonna do some of those. Ow. Like, there's some people that do, like, randomizers and stuff, and they don't speed run. So you could definitely do some of, like, the randomizers and stuff without having to worry about it, but... Okay, grab this. Okay, and I believe this is the... We're gonna fight the boss. Oh, nope, a little bit further. Got that. But, yeah, I don't know. I, like, maybe one day I'll sit down and be like, also, how does this guy have a sword at prehistoric times? Like, that's what they always was like, wait, I thought it was supposed to be a prehistoric turtle, but... Okay. This might be where we use our first continue. But I think he just works for the Foot Clan. I don't think he's necessarily prehistoric. Ow. He also has reach, which is fun. You gotta hit him in the back, by the way, if you're wondering what the thing with this is. If you hit him in the front, then he just blocks. So, if you get behind him, then he, because you can't hit him from the front. Yeah, I think the only game I like seriously considered speedrunning was like Kingsfield, but then I found out that like no one's speedrun Kingsfield in like 2 years essentially, because there's not really anything new to find. Like you could beat it in like 34 minutes, I think, but you basically just skip to the end, and then you have to grab like 3 things, and then you just get to the end, and then you just do a specific movement to kill the boss, and then that's it. So, and like the thing is I would love to do stuff like glitchless kind of stuff where it shows off more of the game, but of course that makes the it tends to make the run longer because you're not using, you know, glitches to get around levels, or you're not using clips to get out of bounds and stuff. And I know there's a lot of glitchless categories. It's just, I don't know. I like showing off games because like there's a lot of stuff that people may not know about. You know, they might not have seen it, or they might not have been alive when it came out or whatever. So it's nice to show off like little cool things like that. Okay, I hit the jump button, he tried to do a flip, so that was fun. Some games can be like that. While it's true that many games take years to find discovery, it's also interesting for the runners. Yeah. Well, it's funny, I was looking at, I think it's like Kingsfield 2, like North American, and found out like if I put any time on that leaderboard, it doesn't matter what it is, I would just be the third person, like third place person on there. That's how little people run those games. Ow. That was an unfortunate sequence. Should have waited for these guys. Oh, there's our first continue. We'll stick with Donnie.
Skull and Crossbones.
Skull and Crossbones. Speedrun still evolving. Lots of people are running it. Ah. Silent Hill. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like I don't think I would ever do like a big series just because there's so many people running it. Like I just don't have an interest of being like a part of like those like huge communities. Because I again, also with Silent Hill, it's one of those like I have to find a balance between a game I don't mind running a bunch and a game that I like. And I think that's my hardest problem is I don't want to take a game that I love and speedrun it because I feel like I'm going to end up hating it by the time I get finished. I think we've talked about this before, but just because it's like, oh yeah, I've run this 10,000 times and now my favorite game is my least favorite game, you know? We talked about it before. You talked about how there was someone that said that they mentioned that, you know, you don't want to do that in some cases because you basically have to pick apart your favorite game. Oh, I've never seen that attack before. Why are these guys not dying? Usually they're pretty easy to kill. There we go. Okay, we're gonna wait on these because I used it when the arrow guys came out, but these guys just walk off screen, so I should wait until these guys come and then grab it. Bernie doesn't want to run. Ah, Fast 2, yeah. Yeah. And I know there's some people that they run games they love, and even after years of running it, they still love it, which is cool. Like I'm glad that that's the case for a lot of people, but I just don't think I'm one of those people. I barely play games more than once to begin with, let alone, you know, multiple times to get faster times on them, so. Okay, I jump kicked, but apparently he overrode that. I don't know why he keeps turning me around. That's interesting. That must be that back attack. Okay. Hey, it's Bebop and Rocksteady. That's pirates. Ow. Nice. Alright, I'm gonna try to... Oh, okay, I can't get out of the corner. I was like, I'm gonna try to get that pizza, and he immediately poked me again. Whoa, what? I didn't even hit that button. I hit the special attack button, and it, like... Okay, I think they're dead. I love gaming so much. There's so many ways to experience them, and it's all about. I love that it becomes so big because it's successful for everybody. Yeah, there's still a lot of people that think gaming is a terrible hobby. But I think that's just because from an outward perspective, they're like, why would you waste your time doing, you know, these imaginary things? And it doesn't register them that, like, for some people, it's the same as, like, the reason why you would read a book or the reason why you'd watch a movie, right? Like, it's all about, you know, entertaining a part of your mind. Because some people will get into, like, the health benefits of, you know, like, why you should play games. And some people get into the, like, you know, social benefits and stuff like that. But, like, overall, like, it's just like any other hobby. The only difference is with games, they have a visual component, which some other hobbies don't, right? Like, when you read a book, there's not really a visual component. Like, you have the words, but it doesn't have that. Now, movies have the visual component, so do TV shows. But I think, I've mentioned this to my friends before, too. I think there's a lot of people that say stuff out of, like, they're talking from, like, a place of ignorance, not like I'm not trying to say people are dumb. I'm just saying they're ignorant of the situation, right? Like, they don't know. And I think that's where they're coming from. And that's why I try to give people the benefit of the doubt when it comes to that stuff, because it's like, oh, I don't see how you like gaming. It's like, well, it appeals to a part of my mind that brings me joy in some way, right? The same way like a football game would, or a book, or a movie, or a show, you know. There's so many other hobbies, or like pottery, you know, any of the hobbies, any other hobbies, sewing, knitting, all of that stuff. They also see the stereotype of socially inept nerd who's disturbing obsessed with gaming, despite since the 2000s, even jocks and everything game. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're still playing on old stereotypes somewhat, but again, that's what I'm saying is I think that's the place of ignorance that I'm talking about, is they've been sold that that's what a gamer looks like, and until they're, you know, approached, or that ideal is kind of put to the test. See if we... Ow. Hate these guys. Can I get them over here next to this bomb thing? There we go. That was worth it. That was not worth it. And a lot of times they don't get tested on that idea. They just see what they want to see. Had a boss in an old job that when I talked about gaming literally said something, won't that melt your brain? Well, I mean, you gotta remember, there was also, like, a big anti-game campaign in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. So there's a lot of people that, like, that's the era they grew up in. And if they didn't have access to games, or someone who played games, they assumed that that's the case, right? Again, that's why I said it's from a place of ignorance, not necessarily maliciousness. Now, don't get me wrong, there's definitely some people that are malicious about it, but... But a lot of times, it's just one of those that, like, that's how they were raised, or that's what they were taught, and that's just what they stuck with. Now, the phrase they always try to use in those cases is, it's okay to be ignorant in those situations, it's not okay to stay ignorant. You know, when someone shows you, you know, that there is a challenge to that belief, you should think about it at the very least. You know, at least if it's coming from someone you trust. If it's just coming from some random person, obviously do your research, but you don't want to just take everybody at their word, because a lot of people will do the maliciousness, but on the other way. Things like the Mazes and Monsters book. Oh god, I have to do this whole level again.
Bury my shell at Wounded Knee.
Oh, man. Things like the Mazes and Monsters book movie that it helped influence popular opinion against D&D. Yep. There's a lot of influence on the popular opinion. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's interesting because they tried to say that, like, in Mazes and Monsters, the movie at least, that, like, that stuff was like a mental illness, which is an interesting ground to take with approaching, like, tabletop gaming, because with what, especially in hindsight, it's actually kind of hilarious, because we've found in a lot of cases, and there's multiple people that have been doing work on it. In fact, it's one thing that I was thinking about doing. Like, if I ever had the ability to go back to college, I would definitely go for a PhD in psychology. And I wanted to do my dissertation on how, like, tabletops and RPGs actually can help from a, like, diagnostic, but also from a like, therapeutic standpoint, because I think there's a lot of people that when they play tabletops, it allows them to process things that they don't usually get to process out in the open. And if they're doing it with people they trust, it can legitimately be a therapeutic thing. Because there's a lot of people, you know, in, like, the trans community and the non-binary community, or even just the queer community in general, that when they sit down to play an RPG, whether it's a video game or like a tabletop or whatever, they can if they're as long as their table is, you know, kind to them, they can kind of explore those themes through those games, right? They can explore their own identity through RPGs, through tabletops, right? And there's not a lot of media where you can do that. Like you can watch a movie about it and like educate yourself, but instead of it just being learning about a thing, you're actually doing the thing, right? You're playing a character who is, you know, of a different orientation than you. You're playing a character who's of a different identity than you, right? And it could put you, basically, it creates like an empathetic response of, okay, now I kind of do that. Now, of course, you have to be careful because a lot of people will feed into stereotypes of what they believe that character should be like, right? So it is there is some danger to it, but you know, like, perfect example, in Dungeons and Dragons, changelings, which are people that can change their appearance essentially on the fly, are really popular with like non-binary communities because it allows them to learn about expression without having to worry about like judgment, right? Because it's the you know, that type of character is essentially inherently gender fluid, right? They can change their gender, they can change their hair, they can change their body composition, right? And that's a way for a lot of people to kind of explore that for themselves, in a way that you couldn't really do normally, because if you live in certain places, trying to find that freedom of expression can be dangerous, like physically dangerous for you, right? There's places, especially in America, where it's dangerous to express or even have the inclination of expressing a certain way, right? So, and with tabletops and stuff, you could do that potentially without the worry of like physical harm, because you're just playing a character, right? Now, of course, that does give an open door to people to be colossal pieces of crap, which has happened quite a bit if you've paid attention to the tabletop community over the years. You've seen that people have been taking advantage of those power structures, taking advantage of people at their table, and stuff like that. So it's not that it's like the be-all, end-all for like therapeutic stuff. There's obviously stuff that you have to keep in mind, and only doing at tables that you feel safe with. Oh, you can actually just... Okay, I thought I needed to jump over the gaps, but I'm mistaken. But yeah, I believe that there are studies, if I remember correctly, the escapism video games can help with emotional expressions, particularly ones that can be destructive, which is far less effective to do so outwardly. I mean, yeah, there's also talks about like reclaiming your power. Like if you're a part of, you know, say a household or a relationship where, you know, the power structure is not in your favor, you can play a game where the power structure is completely in their favor, right? You're in complete control when you play a game, in most cases. Obviously, there's some games where that's they play with that concept, but in most cases, like here, I'm the one telling the character to move back and forth and to pick up these items and to jump, and like I'm in full control here, even though I'm very bad at it, you know? Oh, I remember these guys. But it's yeah, there's a lot of things in tabletops and gaming, you know, that I think can be very helpful. But the thing is too, and a lot of people will pull this up, they're like, well, what about video game addiction and you know, stuff like that? And that's a very real thing. Like getting addicted to basically any sort of thing is a thing that does happen, right? You can be addicted to any form of media. There's people that are media addicted to things like TikTok or Instagram or Reels or Facebook or whatever. You know, they spend hours every day doing that. And then you have people that are addicted to like certain types of video games, like sports or gambling or you know, stuff like that. So it's one of those that, you know, they're not perfect solutions. And the thing is that I think that's the problem that I see a lot of times is everybody's looking for these like silver bullet solutions to things when people are complex by nature, right? We're not built to have a single solution fix all of our problems. That's just not how we work as beings. All right. You're going to pay. So it's one of those that, you know, there's no silver bullet solution, but if you can do things that do help you, you know, whether that's chilling,
where no turtle has gone before.
Whether that's chilling out and playing, you know, a Ninja Turtles game, or, you know, playing some sports game. Which, by the way, my lighting is really bright. Let me adjust my lighting real quick. Beacon right now. There we go. That's a bit better. I don't know why I looked like I lit the beacon of Gondor over here. But okay, can you just die, please? Thank you. Of course. Alright, I'm gonna get a little bit further, see if I can push the screen. Okay. That's unfortunately in the exact place I did not want to end up. Okay, let's just do this. Oh no, they're teleporting it. I really love a pizza, but I think we're going to end up taking a hit before we take a pizza, unfortunately. Mainly because they keep doing... Oh, that's what I'm doing. I'm hitting the trigger. The trigger pulls up that menu. I was like, what am I doing that's calling that? There it is. I was like, I know I'm going to end up taking a hit, especially with these guys. Range attacks are a little rough. Ah. Oh, and there was the pizza right there. We probably wouldn't have made it anyways. We got our life back though, so that's good. Ah! Giant metal ball. I believe this is the last map before we head back to New York. But yeah, I think, I don't know. I think we're slowly coming out of the idea that gaming is this weird thing. Just because, like, a lot of people play games. Like, a lot. You know, you're talking about a multi-billion-dollar industry now. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we're in the trillions for the game companies now. But I think, honestly, I think a lot of those thought processes come from older generations. And the thing is as long as the older generations have some kind of influence on younger generations, you're going to get a lot of that, oh, these things are terrible because back in my day, they were terrible, you know? I hate this part. Okay, that was actually a good spawn of those guys. Don't have to fight those guys, and he just killed those guys for us, so... Okay, this should be the boss. Which should be... Yeah. Praying again. I remember this boss being a pain, because he rotates in a weird way. Ah. I don't remember where the hitbox is for this. I know there's a hitbox. There it is. Okay, it's near the bottom of the circle. Let's say I know there's like a consistent hitbox somewhere. I just had to find it. But I think that's what it comes down a lot of times is just there's again I don't think there's as much maliciousness behind it as there used to be. Ah, look at me. Oh, he's doing the smash thing now. I don't think you can hit him while he's doing the smash thing. I think you gotta wait for him to do the rotation thing again. There it is. Okay. Let's say I know he's gonna. I think you can also. I should probably grab this pizza just in case. Come on, Krang. Ugh. This is an example of a fight not being hard, but being annoying. I don't think there's a way to get him to, like, actually come down. I think this is where we get into the jumping kick phase. Oh, they went the wrong way. Okay, he's got like 1 or 2 more hits on him, I think. Okay, that's not what I want to do. I was trying to hit the jump kick. Keeps going the opposite direction than I think he's gonna go. I should wait for him to move and then... Oh, he had more than 2 hits. I think we can actually... That's interesting. We can bait him out when we get down to 1 of these guys. Oh, he squished us. I wish you could just do that move. That move's so much easier to deal with. There he goes. Okay, he had like 5 more hits. Alright, and then we fight Shredder one last time. And I'm trying to remember. I was playing this one specifically because we played the arcade, and I was trying to remember if this one had the Super Shredder. I will stretch. Because there's one where he falls off a balcony, and then you fight him on the streets, and he's like Super Shredder.
Technodrome. The final shell shock.
Not the final shell shock. Those are they like burning the screen up there. Like it's like this section. Like you beat him here, and then you fight him on the street. I remember that being among the games, but turtle soup, my favorite. Straight line. Oh, I didn't realize we touched that. Ow. Ah. Oh. Got a double hit there, triple hit. Yep. Maybe it was in one of the remakes or something. I just remember there being like a second phase to this. Cause see, like he falls off there, and then I think there's a game where there's a sequence after that. But I guess it's not this game. Yeah, so that's the end. All right, well, we beat that one. We did beat it on easy, but I don't care. Maybe you have to beat it on hard or something. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you have to beat it on hard. Okay, well, that is that one. You know what? I think that's where we're gonna go ahead and call the Ninja Turtles game.